I forgot to turn off the microphone in online class. I said to the school bully, who was doing push-ups, I'm still wearing clothes. Can't I afford to play? The pants aren't gray sweatpants. I don't like to look at them. At this time, the school bully suddenly left the screen and changed into a pair of gray sweatpants and returned to the front of the camera. Do you like to watch it now? Why didn't my sisters my turn off? Actually, Aries Hope, the school bully, is in the same class as me? Just took the same physical education class. Online classes can't be used. The PE teacher, in order to have some fun with us, asked the boys to start doing push-ups. I switched Aries Hope's video to the home screen. He was wearing white long sleeves, black sweatpants, and his thin waist loomed when he leaned over to do push-ups, and the tense muscles of his neck were extremely sexy. The action is steady and fast. I have the dare not look at the handsome guy syndrome, and I usually don't dare to look at him with my eyes. It's different now. Still dressed. Aries Hope, can't you afford to play? Not only did I dare to see it, but I also boldly commented on it. Tut tut. Why aren't the pants gray sweatpants? I don't like to look at them. At this moment, Aries Hope suddenly stopped, got up and left the frame. Hey, don't go. What am I going to see when I leave? When he came back, he actually changed into a pair of gray sweatpants, and his dark and cold eyes looked directly at the camera, as if he was looking directly at me. Do you like to watch it now? My brain short-circuited for 3 seconds. Then I found out that I didn't turn off the microphone. His face suddenly lit up, trembling. He clicked twice before turning off the microphone. I found out, when I opened Weshit, my best friend, Teresa Gold, has been reminding me like crazy for a long time. Sister, danger, my Sugon, you're so bold. You don't dare to say such a thing. She even called me. It's a pity I'm quiet. Sound. Finish. Didn't hear it at all. In the group chat of the online class group, many people were responding to Aries Hope's question. Do you like to watch it now? Love to see. Friends who love to watch will deduct 1. I'll deduct it first. 1,111,111. When I think about it, there are so many people. He shouldn't have noticed. Who said that? After all, the two didn't know each other in the first place. I breathe a sigh of relief when I think of this. Hey sister is fearless. For the rest of my life, I sent Teresa Gold, sisters, I'm not a cow. He must not have known that I was molesting him. The next second, a small red dot popped up on Weshit. A smile froze at the corner of my mouth. The verification message reads, I'm Aries Hope. The avatar is a cute little golden retriever, which is a bit inconsistent with his own king's appearance. I trembled and added his Weshit. He was quick to send a sentence. Why don't you speak? No, I didn't say that. You found the wrong person. Aries Hope, you're pretending, aren't you? I quickly skipped and knelt. Love to see. I love it. I looked up at the computer screen, facing Aries Hope's eyes looking directly into the camera. My heart slammed into it. The phone vibrates, and Aries Hope sends a new message. If you're not satisfied with my clothes, why don't you come to my house and see if I can afford to play? My girlfriend is still bombing me. You're a fucking talent. Grey Yids. Thank you for sacrificing yourself for the welfare of your sisters. Dare to be the first. Our generation is a role model. Respect. I don't have time to reply, so I'll have to deal with Aries Hope. I'm not going to your house. Him, you want me to pick it up? Me, just kidding. Aries Hope, you're the first one who says I can't afford to play. You can see it. He's a very strong man. I thought about it. Across the network cable, Aries Hope can't really do anything to me, so I boldly said, you know that I can't go to your house to see with my own eyes, and you still ask me to go. Isn't that something that you can't afford to play? Aries Hope. Me, the evil JPG smirked. They didn't reply to me until the end of class. Sample. Across the network cable, I don't coax. In the next second, the phone vibrated violently. Aries Hope sent me a video invitation. I was so scared that I almost dropped my phone. He's not going to scold me, is he? Yes, I'm scared. I can't face the line. Don't dare to answer. School is waiting. From now on, I was careful in all classes, and every time I had to check whether my microphone was off, for fear of overturning again. A lifetime is not such a short semester. Endure it and it will pass. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. However, a week later, I looked at the resumption notice from the school and fell into deep thought. Is this a moral degradation or a lack of humanity that will have such a cold notice? Although Aries Hope may have only seen my face on video, I changed my hairstyle. I also specially asked Teresa Gold to give me an appraisal. She patted her chest and affirmed, "Don't worry, I almost don't recognize you at first glance, let alone Aries Hope. He won't recognize you, I promise." Finally, it was the day of PE class. I came to the basketball court nervously. There are already quite a few male students playing ball in the class venue. I stood in the doorway, like a thief. He scanned the basketball court with his eyes. Then, there was a sound of footsteps behind him, accompanied by the sound of a basketball hitting the ground. "Classmate, you're in my way." I turned to look. It's facing Aries Hope's handsome face. He dyed his dark red hair, turned the basketball with one hand. His wrist bones were cold and white, and his whole person was full of arrogance. Just as I sweated for my fate fluttering in the wind, he only glanced at me slightly. Then he went in with his brethren. I was stunned. Then he smiled crookedly. Hey, I seem to have been quite successful with this look. Aries Hope didn't recognize me. So, I breathed in the fresh air. Striding into the sports field, he was full of energy when he greeted others. Someone talked about the incident where I didn't turn it off. I raised my hand. "Ladies and gentlemen, I've washed my hands in a golden basin. Don't mention it again." But at this moment, the phone popped up with a new message from Aries Hope. "Where are you? What the hell are you? You won't really have to prove it to me, will you? Or do you want to settle accounts with me?" I looked at him in the distance with trepidation. "Well, I didn't come to class today, so I'm on leave." Suddenly, my name was called, Joanna Locke. I subconsciously raised my hand. Here, oops, cake up, Aries Hope cheats. He walked up to me with his long legs and sneered, "Joanna Locke, don't you think I won't recognize you if you pull your bangs up and shrink your neck? Don't panic, don't coward." Thinking of this, I straightened my neck and stood up, and then found out I was just on his chest. As the saying goes, reach out and don't hit the smiling person. So I held my head high and smiled what I thought was the brightest and friendliest I had. Yes, yes, Aries Hope's eyes are so good. His thin and cold eyelids drooped slightly, and he didn't buy it. "It's been good." Angry, the saying doesn't work. "Are you taking a leave of absence?" Haha, I'm just kidding you. After speaking, I didn't forget to excuse the previous online class. Last time was a little joke. But I met his eyes. "My voice is getting quieter." He laughed. "You're kidding. I think you're making a big joke." At this time, the PE teacher blew the whistle and assembled. It's a natural sound to me. The boys automatically lined up in the last 2 rows. Aries Hope, that height must be in the last row. I was about to slip to the first row, suddenly choked by the throat by fate. Aries Hope grabbed my hat and carried me to him like a chicken. "Where are you going, little man?" "Small shorty, I dare not be angry. I'll go to the front and line up," he said lazily. "You stand in front of me, and you are not allowed to go anywhere." Woo! I seemed to be threatened by evil forces. When I was doing warm-up exercises, I couldn't use my hands and feet. I always feel like there is a sight behind me. When I press my legs, I took the opportunity to turn my head and look at him. He was caught red-handed. Aries Hope's thin lips hooked amusefully. "It seems that I have found some kind of fun." I turned my head quickly. After the warm-up, it was finally time for me to have the free time I had always dreamed of. I let out a long sigh of relief. "Sigh what? I haven't answered yet." Aries Hope let out a sudden "oh" again, and raised his voice. "I know, I disappointed you with my clothes, didn't I?" As soon as his voice fell, the surrounding classmates looked at him with a brush, and their eyes widened like copper bells. Aries Hope walked away with a smile. That's when I found out, he didn't mean anything else. He just wanted me to die. Murder is heart-wrenching. Soon, Aries Hope is called by his brother to play basketball. I have to admit that he is indeed very handsome when he plays basketball. I wanted to do calisthenics. Teresa Gold tricked me into choosing basketball. She said to me, "Aren't you thrilled to see Aries Hope and his handsome brothers play basketball up close every week?" so I chose basketball, but I finally got heart-wrenched. And you made me lose so completely. I went and got a basketball myself. Silently ran to practice the 3-step layup with Teresa Gold in the final exam. Who knew that, when he dribbled the ball too hard, the ball flew away, and then the basketball looked like it had eyes. It smashed right into the buttocks of Aries Hope, who was standing outside the 3-point line. Smack. Hit. It's over. It's over. His brother gritted his teeth and said, "Oh yes, Aries Hope has won another big jackpot." Aries Hope turned his head and swept his eyes. Who the smashed me? I reacted very quickly, and turned my head backwards. Who the smashed him? Hey, who can be as smart as me? I was about to smile triumphantly. Then, several pairs of cold hands, lift at the same time, pointed at me. It's her. My heart was broken, and I said that good classmates love. Aries Hope looked at me. You're getting bolder. Help. I don't have the guts to do that. Aries Hope, it's not you who listened to me. I really didn't mean to. As I spoke, I was very concerned. Are you in pain? It hurts. Then I'll rub it for you. When I blurted out the words, I realized that something was wrong, but I couldn't get it back. Aries Hope narrowed her eyes. Do you still want to get started? No, I don't want to. The explanation at the moment pales in comparison. He laughed angrily. How much do you like to take advantage of Lao Tzu? Whining. This time, I jumped into the yellow river and couldn't wash it away. Our school is not generally spacious. It's so big that I sometimes go to classes across campuses. You will need to take the on-campus bus. Early that morning, I got on the bus. There are so many empty seats. So happy. I found a window seat in the back row, and with the sound of music in my headphones, and the scenery that kept receding, I imagine myself as the heroine of a sad music video. But I haven't been sad for long. Aries Hope actually came up too. The boy was wearing a light gray flight jacket, jeans wrapped around his long legs, and his red hair was a little messy, grabbing it back casually and lazily, and a few strands were scattered in front of his forehead. It's hard not to be eye-catching. It's not like I haven't met him before. The main reason is that we don't cross paths. I would be like everyone else, quietly admiring his ungodly appearance. But now my first instinct is to bow my head. I still remember the events of the last basketball class, and I wish I was a transparent person at this moment. Can't see me? Can't see me? The next second, the long leg stopped at my side. Aries Hope sat down in the empty seat next to me. I'm angry. So many empty seats don't sit here. His light-colored jeans folded in layers as his long legs curled, and the sun swayed at his fingertips. The bus started and I didn't dare to look up, continuing to play dead. Aries Hope didn't say anything. Just when I thought he hadn't noticed me, and looked up at him quietly, he leaned lazily back in his chair and looked at me, with a smile that he had expected to be unbearable. He said, "You've been staring at my leg for a long time." Forehead. I'll admit that I'm a little greedy for him, but not to the point of such madness. I rose to the occasion and said, "Your jeans look good, so I'll take a second look. It's not illegal." Aries Hope's eyes paused. I've got it. I turned my head to look out the window, and my lips curled triumphantly. The next second, his playful laughter came from his ears. Didn't Joanna Locke like me in gray sweatpants? And now she doesn't even let go of jeans. Along the way, a lot of students came up one after another. They all went to the big school building, so much so that when you get off the bus, it's extra crowded. Aries Hope walked calmly behind me. I was restlessly squeezed by the person in front of me, and the whole person was a little tilted back, inevitably clinging to Aries Hope's hard chest. He leaned me on the shoulder. "Stand firm." When I got off the bus, I said, "Thank you," and left. He hurriedly walked towards the school building, trying to get rid of Aries Hope. But no matter how fast I am, Aries Hope, on the other hand, always walks with me, and looks quite laid back, quipping, "Why don't you race against me?" Stepping on Maid. Why are his legs so long? One step is 2 or 3 steps for me. It's really a short leg, when you use it. Then I found out that the classroom where he was teaching today was next door to me. There was a girl standing at the door, wearing a small leather skirt that covered her hips, and she was dressed very fashionably. As soon as he saw Aries Hope, he stepped forward and said, "Aries Hope, I've got you covered." I glanced at her quietly. A little bit of a loss. Just a little. On second thought, this kind of thing seems normal for Aries Hope. Aries Hope ignored her, and said to me owingly, "I'll see you later." In class, I felt something was wrong with my stomach. It turned out to be the eldest aunt, who visited in advance. But I was in a water class today, and I didn't bring the bag with the spare sanitary napkin. At this time, class also ended, and I waited until everyone had left, and I quietly checked it out. Light-colored pants have dyed honorably. Help, I shouldn't have worn this color. Thinking about it, I sent Teresa Gold a WeChat message. Ask her if she can bring me a sanitary napkin and pants. She didn't have classes all morning. I just haven't waited for her reply. There was a sound of boys laughing in the next classroom, and several footsteps were mixed together. The star at the front is like Aries Hope. He slipped into his pocket, carried a bag leisurely, and walked through the hallway with his eye-catching hair on his head. The two of us accidentally met eye contact again. I quickly moved away, but he went to the window and called out to me nonchalantly, "Little man, why don't you leave after class?" I said sullenly, "I don't want to go." He lifted his chin at me. Let's go to dinner together." "Do you want to go?" A boy next to him was surprised. "I'm going to Aries Hope and invite people. This is the rhythm of looking for my sister-in-law." "What is this?" I don't have the energy to deal with him, as I did in the morning. "I'm not leaving. I'm going to do my homework." He and the brother next to him laughed. The brother also sighed. I didn't expect that there would be such good students in the university who forget to sleep and eat, and they are role models for our generation. Their footsteps disappeared at the end of the hallway. I breathed a sigh of relief. "Look at the phone again." Teresa Gold replied to my message, "I'm squatting in the pit. I'll send you something as soon as I'm done squatting. Wait for me." Okay. Outside the window, the branches and leaves are verdant and swaying in the wind. I had no intention of appreciating it, and I was bored in a daze. That's when I heard footsteps. Looking sideways, it was Aries Hope, who had gone and returned at some point, leaning lazily against the door of the classroom. "Are you a high school student? With so much homework?" He glanced down at my desk. It was empty, and there was no trace of homework. I don't have the energy to make things up for him. I had to tell the truth. I don't have homework. I'm just a little unwell. Stay here for a while. You don't have to worry about me. What's wrong? My stomach hurts. Got a bad stomach. It's not. Which one is that? I took a deep breath and decided to be cheeky for once. Aries Hope, I just want to lend you something. I don't know if you can. Yes. How much do you want to borrow? I'm not trying to borrow money. I blushed. I mean, can you lend me your coat to wear? I'm a little cold, although the weather is somewhat cool in the morning, but now the sun is so hot at noon that it's cold. I was ready to be rejected by him, but in the next second, a coat flew up to me, a faint, good-smelling smell filled. Take it. However, what he was wearing inside turned out to be a white vest. The shoulders are narrow, the shoulder blades and arm muscles are undulating, and the contours of the pectoral muscles are faintly visible. True, it's so pretty. In his ears came the voice he didn't care. It just so happens that Lao Tzu is too hot. Outside the window, the autumn noon sun is still dazzling. My heart pounded. What? He's not as bad as I thought. I put on his coat. Originally, I wanted to tie it around my waist, but Aries Hope was tall, and when she put it on, the dress was almost up to my knees, and it covered everything. To thank him, I took out my meal card and said heroically, "Oh, you can take my meal card and swipe it casually. Please eat 2 meals." He pinched my meal card and looked down. I immediately stopped. "If you don't look at my picture, of course." He raised his hand first. I can't reach it. After reading it, he didn't ask me, "Is this what you looked like when you first entered school?" "That's right." He looked at the picture and chuckled, which made me a little flustered. "Then I'll go first." "Wait." Aries Hope shoved the meal card back into my pocket. "Silly. Take it yourself to eat. I don't lack these 2 meals." I put on his coat and went to the cafeteria to get food, and go back to the dormitory. "Joanna Locke, do you know how hard I squatted for you just now? But I ended up early, and you actually told me that I don't need to." "This is," I sincerely suggested. "Why don't you go in and squat for a while?" "I can't pull it out now," she said, noticing my coat. her eyes flashing brightly. Isn't this coat my grass worn by a boy? Yes, and it looks familiar. Could it be Aries Hope? Yes, that's right, good fellow. You dare to steal Aries Hope's coat. What the hell is this brain circuit? How could it be stolen? I borrowed it from him. Okay, he happened to pass by my classroom, so I borrowed it from him. Although to be precise, it is passing by and turning back. When I changed my pants and came out of the bathroom, Teresa Gold came up with a gossipy expression. What's the matter with you? Why don't you report to the organization quickly? I wash my coat while I wash it. While telling her about the situation at noon, she posed as Detective Conan. Then there is only one truth. She stretched out her hand and pointed at me. Aries Hope likes you. You, Joanna Locke, the first woman who is about to become a widow school bully. I said solemnly. Teresa Gold, you can eat as you please. You can't talk nonsense. But in 2 years I haven't heard of him do anything to anyone like you. Maybe he's just helpful. Then Teresa Gold took a mirror and put it in front of me. Hey, look at yourself in the mirror and see that the corners of your mouth are grinning to the back of your head. Is there one? I touched the corner of my mouth, but there was a little sweetness in my heart. Damn, I seemed to be really moved. At night, I lay in bed and swiped my phone. I just swiped a new circle of friends from Aries Hope. It's a photo. In the background is the side of the basketball court at night. At first glance, the angle is taken randomly, but the handsomeness that can't be covered by the full screen. He looked like he had just finished exercising, sweating on his well-defined neck. His head was tilted, and he was drinking with a kettle in his bony hands. The accompanying text is, drink more hot water, and go to bed early. Is it that I'm thinking too much? How do I feel like he said this to me? Does he like me? Delusion. Definite delusion. After the coat is dried, I made an appointment with Aries Hope on Weshit for a time and place to return the coat. In the evening, there was a knock on our dorm door. When I opened the door, I saw 2 girls, one of whom was the one who had said he had taken a place for Aries Hope that day. I politely asked, "Hello, is there anything you guys are up to?" That Aries Hope's coat is yours." "That's right," she smiled and said to me, "Then give it to me, and he asked me to bring it from you, and I will send it to him." Oh good, I was about to get it, but it didn't feel right. No, Aries Hope didn't tell me about it. I'll pay it back myself. I don't need you. Thank you. She performed a smile vanishing technique for me on the spot. As for me, I'm Aries Hope's girlfriend to be. No one is more qualified than me to take his coat. Go get it to me. I'll help you return it to him. Okay. I immediately laughed. You're his girlfriend. I'm still his wife. After saying that, he slammed the door shut. Who wouldn't brag? Turning around, Teresa Gold gave me a thumbs up. Cow's sister. I asked, who is that man? Aries Hope, a girl in their class. It is said that Aries Hope rejected many times, and she still didn't give up, and kept pestering him. And then Aries Hope simply ignored her. Well, I see. I almost believed her nonsense. Aries Hope was waiting for me not far away. I hugged his coat and didn't get closer. The girl who knocked on my dorm door that day came out of nowhere and ran to Aries Hope faster than me. He didn't have a warm expression. After seeing me, he raised his lips lightly. I've been waiting for you for a long time. I quickened my pace. Then the girl sneered. Aries Hope, do you know what she told me yesterday, that she was you? This girl seems to have come with me, just to expose what I deliberately scolded her yesterday. The mentality of pulling me into the water if you can't get it. Aries Hope looked at her. What did she say? I told her yesterday that I was your classmate, and could help her return her coat to you. But she refused, and said that she was your wife. And you said it was funny? Aries Hope glanced at me playfully. I was about to explain, but he said, yes. Isn't it normal for this to be my girlfriend, claiming to be my wife, and rejecting your unreasonable request? The girl's laughter paused. Hey, you're really together? I was also stunned on the spot. That's when Aries Hope gave me a suggestive look. I realized it instantly, put on the shy look that he should have as his girlfriend, and affectionately put his arm around him. Husband, your coat is so comfortable. Be polite to your boyfriend, Aries Hope said, his hand down and his fingers locked with mine. For the first time in my life, I held hands with a boy. The little heart couldn't help but flutter. The girl refused to stop our way. I don't believe it. Don't think I haven't read the novel. In the novel, you usually pretend to be a couple to deceive me, and you obviously haven't kissed each other. I pretended to be speechless. Please, we kiss I don't know how many times a day, but we just don't kiss in front of you. I don't believe unless you kiss one now. Aries Hope curled her lips unconcernedly, then bent down and said, "Come baby, kiss." The voice was full of meaning. "This is what you asked for. Not that I took advantage of you." I stood on tiptoe and kissed him on the mouth. Aries Hope licked the corners of her lower lip. Please, don't look like you're so unsatisfied." "Okay." The face is really hot. When the girl saw this scene, she left angrily. Aries Hope and I are still holding fingers tight. All right, she's gone. We don't have to pretend," I said as I was about to withdraw my hand, but Aries Hope buttoned it tighter. He clasped my hand with a slight force. I was pulled in front of me by him. "Do you know that this is Laos's first kiss?" I buzzed in my head, and said aggrievedly, "Didn't you just ask me to act with you? I thought you'd kiss my face, but you came up and said to me." He chuckled. "What's the matter? It's interesting to Laos. The wind of the world is going down. The wind of the world is going down." Aries Hope, "How do you cross the river and tear down the bridge?" I continued with my hot cheeks. "That was also my first kiss. According to what you said, a girl of mine made such a big sacrifice to help you. You can't say anything if you're not responsible for me. The logic is impeccable." I applaud myself in my heart. "Okay, what?" Aries Hope actually said the word, "good." "Why don't you play according to the routine?" His expression swept away the laziness he had just had. Said seriously, "Then I am responsible for you, so you didn't promise?" Teresa Gold asked eagerly after listening to me. "If you don't say yes, I'll run away on the spot." "What? You ran away?" She was distressed. "How can you run? I don't know if he's teasing me or it's real. If it's a trick, I won't be fooled." "Oh, you really are. You should show your momentum in online class and ask clearly." Speaking of online classes, he was caught by him. I even think Aries Hope might be cheating on me. The phone vibrated a little. Displays a new message from Aries Hope, and it's still a voice message. I didn't dare to listen to it for a long time, but in the end, Teresa Gold couldn't help it and clicked it on for me. "Are you free in the evening? I want to talk to you in person." Teresa Gold was more excited than I was. "It has to be free. Give it to you." I cleared my throat. He replied, "I'm free." He made an appointment with me. It was a small lake next to the school's cultural square, and the scenery there was particularly good at night, and I was a little apprehensive and a little excited. Teresa Gold had to pull and dress up. I could see Aries Hope's figure in the distance, his shadow pulling right at my feet under the streetlight, and I walked up to him little by little. He was wearing a black hoodie, gray sweatpants, and obviously grabbed his hairstyle, which was several times more handsome than his usual casual appearance. "Aries Hope, what are you looking for from me?" "It's nothing. I just want to tell you that Lao Tzu likes you." I was breathless. Heh. The heartbeat is unspeakable. It's not that I haven't been confessed, but it is indeed the first time that such a top handsome guy comes up and throws a straight ball. He bent down slightly, looked into my eyes and said, "I didn't plan to confess to you so early, but the moment you kissed Laos's mouth just now tickled my heart. I can't wait, and suddenly I want to be with you." I'm calm on the surface, but in fact, my heart has already been on a roller coaster. Word by word, he said to him, "Well, I like you a lot." Replace it with a good word, and say it again. I like you so much. Damn shame." His thin lips curled. "Me too." With that, he took me into his arms, and I could hear his heart beating fast and clearly. The warmth was in the pulse for a moment. Aries Hope suddenly said, "No, I can't help it." I was stunned for a moment. "What can't you help but?" "Can't help it?" Aries Hope bent down, grabbed the back of my head and kissed me. "I want to kiss you." Entanglement again. That feeling is like, it's like rolling in a marshmallow. I've never been in a relationship, but can anyone tell me that on the first day of talking, I was caught kissing non-stop? Is this normal? Hand in hand, we walked round and round on the school road. In the face of my accusation, Aries Hope said badly, "I can't rely on it." Didn't someone say before that we don't know how many times a day we kiss? Why are you still relying on me? It's not up to you. It's my girlfriend who said it, and I have to do it. I realized I had fallen for him. He said, "Do you think I really need someone to pretend to be my girlfriend in order to get rid of that person? Isn't it? If yes, why didn't I use this trick earlier?" Yes, I did it on purpose. When she returned to her dorm, Teresa Gold said eagerly, "How's it going? Did he confess to you?" "Yes, good fellow. Your mouth is swollen. Is that such an exaggeration?" I went to look in the mirror, and found that it was really. Teresa Gold patted me on the shoulder. "Don't worry. In my experience, it's very, very normal, man." I brush my teeth and wash my face when I look in the mirror. Only then did I realize that the corners of my mouth had never come down. The phone vibrated and Aries Hope transferred 10,000 yuan to me. I was a little overwhelmed. "Wasn't it okay just now?" I asked him. "What are you doing here?" "The breakup fee." I just sent the message. Aries Hope's video call came. I hurriedly connected, and his somewhat anxious voice came from the other end. "When did I say I was going to break up with you? Then why are you sending me money properly? And so much more. If you want to give it, you can give it. Where are there so many reasons?" Lao Tzu is also in love for the first time. Isn't it natural to give his girlfriend some money to spend? So that's it. It scared me to death. "Okay then," Aries Hope told me again and again. "Don't say the word breakup again next time. Don't you listen?" "Got it." I hung up the video, took the money. I clicked on the circle of friends again, and found that Aries Hope officially announced me. The background of the circle of friends is also set to a photo I took with him. Hey, I like it. Classes are out on this day. There was a commotion outside the classroom door. I'll go. The school bully is outside. It's so handsome. Help. I don't think anyone else can control that hair color like him. But I remember that there is no one in our class who knows him. So he must have come to settle accounts with someone. At this time, several pairs of eyes quietly looked at me. Yes, there was no matter about Makey in online class that day, and basically everyone in the whole grade knew about it. Students in other classes may not be sure who it is, but the students in our class know that the brave man is me. There was a hint of sympathy in their eyes. "Comrade Joanna Locke, Aries Hope seems to have come for you." I nodded. "Yes, just now he told me on Weshit that he would take me to eat delicious food in a while. He's my boyfriend." Just as the bell rang for the end of class, I was drowned out by this sentence. I was about to go out. A boy in the class suddenly stopped me. "Joanna Locke, then I suggest you go out the back door. Be safe. Aries Hope is blocking you at the front door." As soon as he finished speaking, Aries Hope came in. "Baby, bring me the bag." The classmates were stunned. I handed the pink shoulder bag to Aries Hope, who took it and slung it over his shoulder. "Introduce yourself. I'm her boyfriend." After he finished speaking, he grabbed me with his big hand. I'm not tall, and I look like a special bird next to him at 188 meters, leaving behind a bunch of classmates with incredible expressions. When did they get together? I don't know. The cutest height difference. Who envies woo woo? Evil. When will it be my turn to be in sweet love? I've seen couples who are reluctant to fall in love downstairs in the dormitory, and I used to walk briskly through them. Now he is one of them. Every night, Aries Hope would take me back to my dorm, and snuggle up with me, outside the curfew for a while. I'm also slowly discovering it. Aries Hope dragged a batch of them under the appearance, and it turned out to be so clingy. It's wife hugging at every turn. "Come and kiss my wife." Is it true that men will change their faces when they fall in love? Occasionally, I would go outside his classroom and wait for him to get out of class. He sits in the innermost back row, and the crowded classroom can be caught at a glance. One by one, his brothers came out. When one comes out, he calls, "Sister-in-law." Aries Hope took me to dinner with them, and I know them all. The one who will come to the matter is called Yurong, and he came out and came to me next to the mysterious secret road. "Sister-in-law, let me tell you something. Didn't you forget to turn off the microphone and tease us, Aries Hope, last time you went back to online class? Do you remember?" "Of course I do." Aries Hope said that he dreamed of you every day for the past few days, and asked our brother if it was not normal for him to dream about you every day like this. Ha 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 ha. Aries Hope is out. I asked him, why are you walking so slowly? There were too many people just now. I don't want to pull you together. He took my hand, by the way. What was you wrong muttering to you at the door of the classroom just now? When I said that, I got carried away. He said, after you were molested by me, you dreamed of me every day, ha 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 ha. Yes, you're the first to say I can't afford it, and then you're thinking about me like that. That's too much. I just like a funny girl like you who covets my body. Can't you? Okay, no problem. I was perfunctory on the surface, but in fact, the corners of my mouth on the right side were almost turned up to the Pacific Ocean. Aries Hope pinched my cheek. Are you the crooked mouth god of war? Here all day long to give me a crooked smile. Don't you owe a beating? When I'm proud, it's easy to show this expression. But Aries Hope always said that I was very embarrassed by this expression. I don't think so. I'm not afraid of him now. And I'm still arrogantly whispering in his ear, I'll be crooked. I'll be crooked. I'll be crooked. I'm not done yet. He pulled me into the corner of the stairwell and kissed me down, as if punishing. The knuckles pinched my chin hard, and the kiss deepened deeper and deeper. Wait until I can't breathe. He let me go. Do you think I can't cure you? The corners of my mouth can't be crooked anymore. Instead, hot cheeks appeared. I clenched my fist and slammed him in the chest. You bad guy. He hooked his lips ruffianly, and his tone was very poor. Don't worry, there's going to be worse in the future. The basketball class I used to fear the most has now become my favorite class. I can take classes with my boyfriend. In the first half of the class, I watched him play basketball, and in the second half of the class, Aries Hope came to teach me a 3-step layup. After all, this is the final test, and my skills are really worrying. I like to mention a personal coach. There were many female classmates around. He showed me the slow motion of a 3-step layup, which was smooth and coherent, and he was in high spirits. I followed him and practiced until there was no one left in class, and the movements were passed, but I didn't hit a single shot. I saw on Aries Hope's handsome face, and he frowned slightly. TSK. I've never seen you so stupid. I hung my head in frustration. Aries Hope, don't be angry. I'd love to hit it once. Take the ball. Stand there and don't move. Heh. Aries Hope, I'm going to give up my rhythm. I feel sorry. He lowered his head and said, I'm sorry. I don't have motor cells. In the next second, my whole body was vacated. Aries Hope hugged my waist and lifted me up in the air. Here, pitch. I slammed the basketball into the basket in front of me and hit it steadily. He put me down. There's nothing to be sorry for. Practice slowly. Hasn't your boyfriend been here all the time? What are you afraid of? There is an indescribable doting in his voice, and his eyebrows and eyes are still arrogant in the past. My nose suddenly sore. Aries Hope, you're so nice. I thought you were angry. He took a tissue and helped me wipe the sweat off my face, and his movements were very gentle. Fool, how can I get angry so easily? Don't be so easily discouraged. I won't accompany you. Okay, I'm done, and I'll pick basketball with me next semester. 28 Extra 1. Cohabitation on a daily basis. After 2 years of talking at school, our relationship became more and more stable. After graduating, they naturally lived together, the kind that both parents knew. Had dinner one day. I tugged at the corner of his shirt. Well, there's actually something I've been thinking about for a long time. If you want to kiss me, you just say. Don't be so awkward. Okay, not this. Which one is that? I want to touch. Aries Hope lifted her blouse. Whatever you want. It's all yours. I couldn't help it. You're going to die when I'm done. I mean, I've been wanting to touch your head for a long time. Touching the head of this big devil is a real sense of accomplishment for me. And for me, who has a huge height difference with him. Aries Hope sighed softly, and with a look of, I can't help you, picked me up, and sat me on his lap. Come on, touch it, not to mention anything else. He has a strong sense of ceremony, so I stretched out my claws, stir up a mess on his head and ruffle his hair. He usually drags a lot of people and things, but now he is this helpless look that I need. I couldn't help but hold his face, and kiss him several times. He grabbed my wrist. Warm fingertips rubbed gently in the palm of my hand. In my ear bewitched. All right, it's my turn. Whining. 2. Most of the time he calls me baby. She calls me Joanna Locke when she gets angry with me, and Shorty when she makes fun of me. I am determined to protest against the last title. I think it's time to teach him a lesson. Don't call me a dwarf again. You're calling me a dwarf. I decided to use the threat of force and showed him my punching bag. If you don't see this fist, if you do it again. Aries Hope wrapped his fist around me with his fingers outstretched, and pulled me into his arms. What are you doing? I'll kill you. He was very scared and said, I'm so scared. Please let me go. It's useless to beg me. I'm going to pinch his face and round it when I'm done. But he stood up. The height difference opened up all of a sudden. His expression was at my disposal, but he provoked. So now how are you going to kill me? I stood on tiptoe and hooked him off the neck, biting his lip lightly. He gritted his teeth. I'm going to rely on you for the rest of my life. Spend your money and use your people. Far from being afraid, he smiled even more heartily, hugged me and kissed me. Then I really am. I can't ask for it. 3. Aries Hope Perspective. 1. One day in my sophomore year, crowded on campus buses. It's so squeezed. I felt like I had stepped on something. I looked down and realized that there was a small girl standing next to me. I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't hurt. She has a soft voice and looks quite well behaved. 2. When you look down, I accidentally aimed at her Weshit chat box. Originally, I wasn't going to go and talk to other people, but I saw my name. I won the jackpot in the grass, and Aries Hope was standing next to me. This man is damn handsome, but I can't even see his face, thanks to the crowded school bus. My forehead is almost touching his pecs. Bang! I'm damned. I had a little thought about him that I shouldn't have. When he told me he was sorry, he couldn't help but be a little clip. No wonder I couldn't see that she was so wild when she spoke just now. I inadvertently caught a glimpse of myself in the window. I was stunned. Why are the corners of the mouth upturned? 3. Since then, I see her on the campus bus every Tuesday and Friday morning. She likes to sneak peeks at me. When I found out, I would immediately pretend to look at my phone. I don't know what my fingertips are doing. I'm waiting. When she can't hold back and comes to talk to me, I didn't wait for her to talk to me. I received a notice that all the staff were returning home. I regret not speaking to her. Let's ask for contact information and talk about it. It's melancholy. 4. Online basketball lessons. Someone didn't turn off the microphone and said I couldn't afford to play. Isn't that her? But I finally got to catch you. Love gray sweatpants. Then I can't just wear it. Joanna Locke. Her name is Joanna Locke. I quickly went to the big class group to find her Weshit and added it. 5. The little fool still thinks I'm attracted by her online class. I can't be proud. When he mentioned this, he smiled crookedly in front of me. I'm amazing. I really can't help her. Only at night can extinguish her majesty. After all, she mentioned this once, and I have to prove it to her. Lao Tzu can afford it. 6. Then we had children. The child asked how we loved each other. She also made up a new version. At that time, it was a sophomore. Your mother and I were very serious in class, and took the initiative to raise my hand to answer the teacher's questions. And your father passed by the classroom, and was immediately moved by my mother's seriousness, and launched a fierce pursuit of my mother. And then my mother also liked him, so I agreed to him. Dad, is that so? Yes, your mom is right, it is. What else can I do? The wife I chase. I am used to her for the rest of my life. The end.